All right, I'm good.
and stuff.
Uh,
Alrighty.
it's only been like a month, somewhere around there, like a month or
3 weeks.
so. Yeah, 3 weeks, three or 4 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been busy. I've had a lot of stuff happening
Mm-hmm.
all at once. Just going with the
Mm-hmm.
flow. Helping people move multiple rooms out of their house. That's always fun when that's what you're spending like 90% of your day doing. But you know what? I'm here. That's all that matters. I don't have it here on my desk, but I ended up buying myself a special controller because I wanted to try
Mm-hmm.
something a little more premium. Get a taste of something a little
Mm-hmm.
nicer. So I bought myself a DualSense Edge.
Ah, okay.
I deserved to try something
Mm-hmm.
nice for a change, so I did. I got myself the Edge. It's actually really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna cap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a nice feeling controller. It's genuinely a nice controller.
With that price, it better be.
Yeah, at that price, I want it.
Costs more than the Elite controller from Microsoft, from what I remember.
Yeah, but I wanted to try something nice, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy it is nice. And I'm also like, I could just take it back if I didn't like it anyway. So I was like, yeah, if I don't like it, my commitment here
Sure.
is only like halfway. Like, I'm committed to trying it. I wasn't committed to keeping it. I'm now going to keep it. So
Mm-hmm. That's good.
it's try new things. So yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Oh my god, there's so much stuff I'm like cleaning
Mm-hmm.
stuff up and like having to rearrange everything on these shelves. Like, as you could tell, like I don't think you can't see it because it's too low. One of the shelves on my top shelf is like empty now. I took the stuff off
Oh.
of it because I don't. A lot of that stuff just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
necessary there. So I was like, I'm trying to neaten it up
Mm-hmm.
and make it look nice. So I was like, yeah, okay, what needs to be up here? This needs to be up here. I want to keep this up
Mm-hmm.
here. This can go in a bin, and this is going back into the closet. Off with you, banished to the shadow realm.
Yeah, it looks like there might be something to the left a bit, but most of it seems empty.
Yeah,
From
some of
at
it's.
least the part that's visible. Mm-hmm.
I did get this because I modded my PS2 to
Uh-huh.
because I have a fat PS2, right? The large one with the hard drive
Okay.
bay. So I modded it to
Mm-hmm.
use to boot off the hard drive, and it plays games off of it. So I
Mm-hmm.
got
Okay.
myself the Retro Fighters uh,
Hmm.
wireless
Okay.
controller.
Neat.
It
Mm-hmm.
actually feels really good. I had heard
Mm-hmm.
good things about Retro Fighters because they did a N64 controller a few years ago, and
Ah, okay.
when they did
Never
that
heard of
one,
them before, but good to know.
when I followed that one through its production because everyone pointed
Mm-hmm.
out that like the N64's joystick was really good at like minor movements, like
Mm-hmm.
precise
Mm-hmm.
movements and
Uh-huh.
stuff, and people were like, okay, but can it do this? Because some people were like, well, you need to get that in the hands of like a Mario 64 player who's actually good, so that
Mm-hmm.
they can like put it through its paces. We want to see just how good this controller is. We want to see that pinpoint
Mm-hmm.
accuracy. Looks like it
Okay.
was good. I mean, they've done
Mm-hmm.
this one. They've done one for the original Xbox. They've done one for the Dreamcast, and they give you like the 2.4 gigahertz adapter that plugs into the controller
Okay.
port. So
Ah, so that's why they do how they do it. Okay. Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
they give you that, and it's also Bluetooth, also
Mm-hmm.
Bluetooth
Mm-hmm.
compatible. So you have you have options for using
That's good.
this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not just like 8-bit do it.
So yeah, it honestly feels really
Mm-hmm.
good. So I'm looking forward to It works with PS1 and PS2, so that's also something because
Makes sense.
I have the Super Station. I think it was mentioned in one of the chats. It's
Uh-huh.
like this FPGA PS1 clone
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I pre-ordered. So I'm looking forward to that because I want to play some PS1 games. So I now have a
Mm-hmm.
controller I can use on both. I also grabbed. This is like something a little
Mm-hmm.
silly. Is it on my shelf? What shelf is it on? Oh, it's over here. That's the shelf it's on. Ah, this shelf. Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
I bought this because this is just cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a PS1, PS2 memory card. It's like
Ah, okay.
so it
Uh-huh.
uses an SD card and creates virtual
Mm-hmm.
memory cards. Uh, and
That's neat.
you can plug it in and like swap memory cards as you
Mm-hmm.
need them. It can make for the PS. So the PS2's default size memory card is 8 megabytes. That's like the default, like
Mm-hmm.
the size you buy from Sony usually. this could make
Mm-hmm.
a memory card that's 64 megabytes for PS2. And
Yeah.
when I take into consideration like how large a save file is, because the save files for
Mm-hmm.
PS2 on the back of the cases are listed in kilobytes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they're listed in kilobytes.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
pretty good. Yeah,
they're not they're
should
yeah.
fit a decent amount on there.
Yeah, and it came with an 8 gigabyte card, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
suspect I'm ever going to need another one for ever. I would be remiss if I end up having to swap
Mm-hmm.
the SD card out of this thing. If I do, I'll let you know. But I'll
Mm-hmm.
be I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I don't think that's happening. If I manage to pull that off,
Mm-hmm.
and God forbid
Did
I
they
play.
did they change the connector from PS1 to 2, or was that
No,
just the same?
no, you can plug a
Okay.
PS1 memory card into a
Mm-hmm.
PS2.
Okay. Difference is mainly the size,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
default
So
size. For the PS1, it was probably significantly smaller. Guessing 1 megabyte or something.
yeah, I think it was like 1 megabyte. The funny thing is, and this is
Mm-hmm.
okay. So if you plug it into a PS2, okay. So if you're playing a
Mm-hmm.
PS1 game on a PS2, you cannot save PS1 games to a PS2 memory card.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You have to save it to a PS1
Interesting.
memory card. But
Okay, so in the official cards, you have to have separate ones, but they do connect to the same slot. Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
This, well,
What
like
the
this. Huh,
is
what?
the official max size of a memory card too low for the PS1 maybe?
Let me double check what the
Mm-hmm.
max PS1 memory card.
Mm-hmm.
PS1 memory card
That's one reason
size.
I could
Okay,
think that's
so
stopping that part, but because PS2 was backwards compatible regularly, from what I remember, right?
I
They
don't know
could play any
if.
PS1 game on a PS2, right?
Okay, yeah, no, the PS2 console can play
Mm-hmm.
PS1 and PS2 games,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Mm-hmm.
can't save PS1 games to a PS2 memory card.
Mm-hmm.
But okay,
That's a
this is
weird
where
distinction.
this is where it gets
Mm-hmm.
Omega level goofy. Omega
Okay.
level goofy. So strap the fuck in.
Mm-hmm.
So Suikoden 3 has
Mm-hmm.
a feature on it where you get bonuses if you have a save from Suikoden 2 on your memory card.
Mm-hmm. So you'd have to switch memory cards for it to
No.
check.
So you have to
Mm-hmm.
have a PS1 memory card in the second slot, copy and move that
Ah,
save
okay.
to the PS2 memory card. Wait, yeah,
Ah, so you can do
right.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can move
Uh-huh.
the save, but it won't. It's weird. It
Mm-hmm.
won't. I don't get it.
So you can copy it, but you can't use it with PS1 games. All right, interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The standard PS1 memory card has a usable storage capacity of 128 kilobytes
Oh, okay.
KB,
That's a bit smaller.
which is
Mm-hmm.
often referred to as 1 MB. This translates
Mm-hmm.
to 15 blocks of storage space that games can utilize,
Mm-hmm.
with one storage being
That's
reserved.
1 megabit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and this actually identifies the game that's being played. It's
Oh,
kind
that's
of
interesting.
neat. If I load up Dragon Quest 8 on my
Mm-hmm.
PS2 and I look at the screen because it has a screen on it, it'll show that
Ah.
Dragon Quest 8 it'll say Dragon Quest 8 is currently
Mm-hmm.
being played.
That's neat. So there's at least some internal logic going on there. That's neat.
Yeah.
Even if it's just probably just reading out some text
Yeah.
from the memory. But yeah, that's neat.
So this was I wanted one of these because I want to
Uh-huh.
just try having something like this, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is
Mm.
neat. I don't have to worry about memory cards for hopefully ever. So yeah, the
Yeah,
PS2
that's
and
neat.
PS1 memory card situation is fucking weird because, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
it needs a save from Suikoden 2, but I can't say it. What the hell does that even mean? No, you copy it. It's like you copy it over.
Yeah, but that's so very Sony. It's very Sony.
We should, and that's the funny thing is that we should have known better. We should have known that Sony was
Mm-hmm.
going to do goofy shit just from this alone. Like if we had the
Yep.
foresight, we would have been like, that's some goofy ass shit, Sony. That's some goofy ass shit
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. Stop that. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. And then the
Uh,
PSP came along with their very own memory sticks, and then the PS Vita came along with their
they're
special
official.
memory cards.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say in defense because I'm not defending Sony. I don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm going to say that the PSP, the memory card situation there was a lot more affordable than anything that the
Yeah, I can
PS
believe
Vita.
that.
Way more affordable. Like,
Yeah, I can believe that. And they pretty early on had alternative vendors selling those, I think. So
yeah,
like other manufacturers had them as well, those memory sticks.
you could get like a decent sized memory stick for a reasonable
Because
price.
I don't think the memory sticks were new at that point, right?
No, they were a Sony branded kind of memory
Hmm.
card, but a lot of different things
Yeah,
used it. So it
but I
wasn't.
think they had Sony memory sticks for their cameras and stuff like
Yeah,
that, I think.
but when they made
So,
the
but with the
Vita,
Vita, it was completely new.
the Vita
Yeah.
was like a proprietary piece of bullshit,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
specifically for their proprietary console. Which,
Yeah.
gotta be honest,
Let's take an SD card, manufacture a different interface, and encrypt it to all hell.
but I'm gonna be honest.
Cool.
Don't do that. I,
Mm-hmm. And
I
and then let's not sell the biggest card outside of Japan. Cool choice.
cool. Love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
And even the biggest one was just 64 gigabytes. So that's also great.
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course, we couldn't have just gone with micro or whatever it was at the time. That would have been a valid
Just
memory
regular SD
card.
cards. Just
Yeah,
regular SD cards would have been perfectly fine
yeah.
back
Of
then.
course, we couldn't go with anything that would have been like reasonable. Okay.
Yeah.
On one hand, I understand I understand why proprietary of anything exists. I
Mm-hmm.
understand
Yeah.
like why that
Money.
exists. Right. Like maybe some things you might be able to justify as well. It has to be proprietary, but that's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it would be a good justification. I'm just saying you could justify certain
Mm-hmm.
things as being proprietary. But when you're making proprietary memory, like the concept of a memory card, that's proprietary outside of like a PS1 and a PS2 thing. Like outside
Yeah,
of certain
exactly. At the
situations,
time of the PS1 and PS2, I don't think there was much in that space.
yeah,
So
like
they had to do something. I don't think SD cards were really that much of a thing at the time.
no. So like on some hand, I kind of get it. On the other hand, it's like Sony.
Hmm.
Like, it,
Yeah,
why, why, why,
because
why do
Sony. Yeah,
Hey, I hate to
because
say it,
Sony.
it really just seems to always come back to just Sony,
Mhm.
just because Sony
Yeah,
chooses to do Sony things, and we're all forced to live with it.
absolutely.
I think that is about it. I mean, it's not that I haven't been doing like a lot of other stuff. I just don't have a lot of stuff I really can go on about
Mm-hmm.
outside of just me like organizing shit and like getting this room together, and
Mm-hmm.
like trying to not be a mess here trying to not feel like I'm in a mess all the time, but you know
Mm.
it's never done. I'm never fit. There's always something else I want to do. So
Yeah,
uh
understandable. Organizing has been the thing that I've been mainly doing these past few weeks as well.
too
Just
many too,
the digital stuff as well as the physical stuff.
I
And
mentioned it
going through my old magazines and stuff like that.
I mentioned it before the show, but I moved to Windows 11, everybody.
Yep.
Listen, okay, I get it. None of us want to, but uh
It's a for me it was a pretty painless process back then
yeah,
when even when Windows 11 was new. And
I haven't. I only had to do one thing. I don't like to promote these kind of things, but I didn't like.
huh?
I'm using an application called All
Hmm.
Start All Back. It
Hmm.
basically changed like the way it changes the task menu, the
It's an
task bar, and the
it's an
start.
alternate start menu. Hmm.
I prefer that. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
use
That
another one. I use another one as well. For me, it's Start 11 from Stardock.
Oh, so we're both
Mine's not free.
we're both using an application for
Yeah,
this, which means
yeah,
which means we both looked at
it's
Windows
fine.
11 start menu and went, "No, I'm not doing this.
Yep.
I'm not doing this."
Many
This is
people do. Many people do. Yep. For many people, it's like, look at the start menu. Okay, nope. What else is there? Aha, that one I'm taking. Vroom, on
yeah,
it.
no, this has made
Yep.
Windows 11 like a
Mm-hmm.
billion times more usable. A
Yep.
billion. I would
Yeah.
not find
Yeah.
11 to be palatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a few free alternatives. Start 11 from Stardock costs, I think, $6 or something like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Start
that's fine. Absolutely.
start all back. I think was like they give you a few
Mm-hmm.
options for like a number of licenses. I bought one for 3 licenses
Mm-hmm.
because I'm changing a few of my family friends over to 11,
Ah, okay.
and I'm not expecting them to want to deal with this ass backwards ass start
Yeah.
menu. I'm not doing that to them. If I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it, like I'm not expecting somebody else to. So I'll just give them
Mm-hmm.
those licenses
Yeah,
and
I
call it a
don't
day.
know why, but ever since Windows 7, the start menu has been on a constant devolution.
I don't get it. I don't like I know enshittification is real. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. But I
Yeah,
can't
but this is a special case of it.
I don't understand how you go backwards. Like I don't understand how you look at something
Mm-hmm.
like I know they have like data on what people prefer to use. They must see a pattern
Yeah.
by now. How like what was it? Windows 98 was good, Windows ME was
Mm-hmm.
bad, Windows XP was good,
Yep.
Windows Vista was
7 was
bad.
good. Vista was bad. 7 was good. 8 was
Was
bad. 8.1 was middling. That
10
depends on who you ask.
all right.
Then
10
came
was
10,
10
good, and 11.
is
Well, 11 overall is good. The start menu is terrible.
right. So I I have to wonder if Microsoft has just never noticed that distinct like
Hmm.
they must know there's a pattern here. It's like why is it every other one of our OSs is so badly received? That's weird. And it happens every single time. How do we keep doing this?
They must have two different teams for making Windows.
Yeah,
One would think.
they have to. It has to be like an A team and a B team, and every time the B team comes along, it's like it's like a step backwards every time. The B team just has not grown up. They have not picked up on anything. They're asleep at the wheel the entire time the A team is doing their shit, and then when the B team comes on, like, don't listen to what they did, boys. We're doing what we want to do, and then it's a fucking nightmare.
Mm,
All right. So CD, what
mhm.
have you been playing anything since the last time the show has aired?
Mainly idle games and not much besides that. A little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but not much as well. Let me just quickly check Steam if I'm forgetting something significant. But I don't think so. The only thing mention noteworthy would be Warriors Abyss, the Dynasty Warriors roguelike. That
Oh,
one I played. That one's really good.
oh okay. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't usually play roguelikes, but I've been
Mm-hmm.
playing a roguelike on and off throughout the last like week or so due to a friend
Mm-hmm.
convincing me to finally stop putting it off. And that is a little game you've probably not heard of. It's an indie game, not very popular, honestly. It's called Balatro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you've heard of it. It's it's called it's
If,
called
and just a completely unknown niche indie
it's
game.
called
No
Balatro.
one's heard of it.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really tiny indie
Mm-hmm.
game that has like 12 players at any given time. Very tiny. Nobody's even heard of
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
It's very
Completely
indie.
new up and coming.
It's very indie. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
anyone's actually heard of it, but I've been playing that a lot on my Switch because that's like
Mm-hmm.
I will say there was a great explanation of why it's so good, and that is the amount of time
Mm-hmm.
it takes you to like have to try again can be really tiny because the game just has a button you can just press that just lets you retry or just restart.
Mm-hmm.
You're not locked
Yeah.
into a shitty run basically,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Okay.
nice. That's nice. I think that's a good feature to generally have, is not locking your player into a fucked up run if they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be in it. Like, I can try again.
True. Yeah.
So
That's a quick reset.
yeah. So
Just like you
Veloster.
have a reset button on your PC, just click, done.
Do I have a reset button on my PC?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't. I have a power button. Don't lie to me like that. I have a power button. I have one
I mean,
button.
most cases have a reset button. Most cases.
I have one button, sir. One. I have one. Yo, you really had me looking too. I'm like, do I have to? I don't think I've ever actually pressed
The
that
important thing is now don't press it.
Yeah, don't do it. Check, ladies and gentlemen. Check your PC cases just in case. All right, so I have, you know what? I guess I'll bring it up at the end of the show because it's not important,
All right.
but I'll bring it up at the end of the show. It's something I'm thrilled about, but I'll bring it up at the end. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there's only there's not a lot that's happened, which is one of the reasons why we haven't felt too bad about the show not airing the last couple weeks. If I'm honest, there just hasn't been much to talk about. But I want to talk about this because it is a stunning story it's a stunning event that keeps happening around us, which is called the Streisand effect. And it keeps happening every single time.
And it's just a comedy of errors and things.
It's the Streisand effect in full effect, if I may say so myself, and it is kind of comical. So I'm gonna walk you through it. We'll walk you through a little bit of how this all kind of came out to happen. You probably heard about it, but we're gonna talk about it for a little bit. I'm not gonna try to make this too much about the drama part of it. We're just gonna talk about the facts, about the campaign itself, and we'll be done with it. All right? You know how I am. I don't want to engage in a lot of that needless nonsense. That's not what I'm here for. So there was an initiative started by Accursed Farms, which was called the Stop Killing Games. The idea of it was, or the impetus was, that developers shouldn't just be allowed to sell you a product, and then at any given moment they can just decide, yes, the product is having a service cut off, and now the product is basically dead. You can't even use it. Now, part of this came alongside a story about a pair, I think of two or three people who were big fans of the game The Crew, right? And Sony, I think it was Sony. I don't know if it was Sony directly or if it was a company. Ubisoft.
The Crew is Ubisoft.
Yeah, so Ubisoft just decided, now honestly, they've moved on. They did other games since The Crew, but The Crew specifically,
They have the second Crew and Crew Motorfest by now, so it's a 3-game series at this point.
So they decided, well, you know what? We're done. No more of The Crew. The Crew's dead now. We've killed it.
Yep.
Meaning,
shutting off servers. Bye.
Meaning that the game is now dead because the game requires you to have an online connection and connect to some server to play the game. Now, these individuals I believe they started a class action suit of some variety against Ubisoft about this, or I think they did. Let me double check.
Okay.
The Crew.
It's possible, but even if they did, that's probably still going on because those things take a lot of time. Usually.
Okay, yeah, there is a suit, but there's not much to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I want to mention that Ubisoft has doubled down in their claims, saying that the claims that the consumers were given clear and conspicuous notice that they were only buying a limited license.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Funnily enough, at the time when The Crew got announced to be shut down, Ubisoft, after the public reactions, did announce that they're gonna make a offline mode or such for The Crew 2 and Motorfest, so that this won't happen with those. Interestingly.
Oh, isn't that funny? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, okay. So the idea was that Stop Killing Games was an initiative to basically put something in front of legislators in Parliament
Mhm.
in the UK that basically outlines the problem,
And
so to
the
speak.
EU.
The EU that
Mhm.
outlines the problem, right? It says we would like
Mhm.
you to consider doing something about this, right? So basically,
Yep.
it puts it in front of lawmakers. Now,
Mhm.
I want to. This is the part where it gets into that drama thing I mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
I want to make very clear that the entire purpose of this was to stop developers from basically just killing games. Whether it's giving you an offline mode, whether it's coming up with a way to have the players be able to create their own servers, it didn't matter. There were
Mhm.
no actual
Yep.
specifics here. It was
Mhm.
suggestions of things we can do. That's it. That's all it was. I've read it. In fact,
Mhm.
nowadays, you don't even have to read it. There's enough videos outlining what actually Stop Killing Games was. But,
Mhm.
so,
Unless you look at a certain YouTuber, but yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Mhm.
I promise. We're
Yep.
almost there. We're almost there. So,
Mhm.
to put into perspective, this initiative did not get a lot of traction at first. It was
Yeah.
a bit,
It got some votes and then it petered off, so it
yeah,
was
it
just
was,
like nothing
yeah,
happening for quite some time.
and
Until a few
now
months ago.
Now, depending on what YouTubers you followed around this time, there's a very
Mhm.
strong chance you did not hear about Stop Killing Games
Mhm.
from Accursed Farms. You heard about it
Mhm.
because of a video uploaded by none other than Pirate Software. I will have a picture
Mhm.
of that video thumbnail specific. I'm not going to put any other
Mhm.
detail. I'll just put that thumbnail. That thumbnail. You probably saw that thumbnail somewhere on your feed at some point.
Mhm.
That was the way I heard
Mhm.
about Stop Killing Games. That's the only reason
Yep.
I'd heard of it. I didn't know what Stop Killing
Mhm.
Games was until he did this.
Mhm.
So, in this video, basically, Thor was alleging that Stop Killing Games was going to be disastrous, is that it was going to put an
Yeah.
onerous amount of burden on small devs that want to
Mhm.
create anything because now they have to create a completely separate version of the thing in order to.
Yeah.
He's like, this shouldn't be something that should be made a law. This is going to hurt gaming. It's not going to work out well. Okay, but are small devs the devs here that are really at the biggest at risk? The big problem here is that a lot of people were just looking at this and going, wait, but that's not. We're not saying, like, this isn't. A lot of it just felt like misrepresentation. It felt like,
Misrepresentation, deliberate or otherwise misunderstanding.
yeah.
And yeah,
And at some
taking the
point,
wrong things from it.
and honestly, it felt like a little bit of deliberate because at every opportunity,
Mhm.
other YouTubers, large YouTubers, had contacted him directly, and their
Mhm.
conversations just amounted to him just saying, "I'm right."
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
I'm
usual.
right. I'm right. Like,
As usual for him, that's his modus operandi. And what did he not do?
oh, what did he not do? Tell me.
Talk with the Cursed Farms. Talk with
Of course,
Ross.
yeah, of course not. He didn't talk. I forgot about that. He didn't
That's
talk.
the one thing that he just abjectly did not do.
He did not. He did not. He
He
made it.
rejected it flat out.
He made it very clear he was not going to talk to Accursed Farms
Mhm.
the entire time. He was like, "This is ass." He goes,
Mhm.
"Fuck this guy. I don't want to talk to him. There's nothing to talk about.
Yep.
I'm right." Now,
Mhm.
look, man. I know I can be that guy who like doubles down on a belief. I know I've done it a
Mhm.
few times. I'm not. I can't fault somebody. I don't want to fault someone for doubling down because I'd be a hypocrite for doing so. I know that. But I do think it's a little
Okay,
insane.
then let me do it. Then let me do it in your stead. I do fault him for it.
I will say, I think it's incredibly bad taste that you talk all this shit but
Yep.
won't even talk to the guy who created the initiative. The one guy who could probably, like, clear this all up for you and, like,
Yep.
set you straight, but you don't want to talk to him. You'll talk to anybody
Nope.
else. So, after this came out, after a lot of the backlash for Pirate Software came out, which is when
Mhm.
I started becoming more aware of stop killing games, which is surprising because now my feed is now flooded with
It's nothing
fucking
but that.
it's now flooded with pirate software. Pirate software is declining. It's fucking. I'm tired of this shit. Stop it. I don't want to see this shit on my feed. This is fucking silly. All right.
Yeah, let me just for. Okay, yeah. The decline is now at 220,000 subscribers in the last 30 days.
So yeah,
Whoops.
pirate software has been eating dirt the last month or so. Was I think the last time people looked at his Social Blade feed, it was like he was losing like 10 grand a day or something. Like he was losing 10 grand a day at times.
Yeah, that's mostly at 10 grand a day, and now it's at 220 for the last 30 days.
Oof. Oof.
So yeah.
So
And to give you I I think we can give a bit of a picture on the proportion of the effect now. The petition for the EU at the point before this whole thing started to kick off with the whole controversy was at around 500,000, I think. So half of what's needed at the least, because they need a million.
they need
A
a
million entries.
they need a
million
million at
signatures.
least, but they also wanted to get an additional 500,000 just in case some percentage
Yeah,
of those
400,000.
weren't
Yeah, it's
weren't legitimate.
around 400,000 they wanted as an additional, but that one was at the time that one wasn't even on the table. That one wasn't even talked about. That was talked about when they get to the million. But at the time it was at the 500,000, not much movement. And then it rocketed upwards. In just a few days it was 200,000 more or something like that.
Yeah.
And by now we're at 1.4 million. So we have reached the minimum plus the well, safe margin. So put it that way.
Yeah.
So it's looking pretty good.
Looking very good. You know, gotta tell you, man. It's the response that he said after he found out that it hit its 1 million goal that made me go, "Oh, you're just being a bitter human being about this."
Yeah.
Did you hear about his response? He said something to the effect of,
Yeah.
I hope you get what you wanted, but not what you expected."
Something like that. It was, I think, yeah, it was similar to that. I think it was nothing that you want, but everything you
everything you deserve.
Yeah, something like that.
Which, you know, on the scale of being a sourpuss, genuine sourpuss here. I've got to be honest, man. That is some salty behavior.
Here, I think I found the quote. I hope your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted.
Why? Why would you be like that? Why would you?
Because it's pirate software. That's what he is.
Why would you do that? Like, bro, just take the L. Like, look, man.
He can't.
Did you? Okay.
That's one thing he's incapable of.
Okay. All right. I don't want to make this about him. I don't. But I want to bring up one last thing before I leave this subject because it's fucking hilarious. So at one point, he was addressed about the fact that he always talked about how he worked for Blizzard. He was like, "I've never talked about Blizzard." And then somebody made a montage of every single time he's talked about working at Blizzard. And it is the greatest
multiple minutes montage.
It's fucking amazing. Absolute. Oh my god. I died at that. That was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
But
problem.
on a more positive note, we also have to thank other big names that put the word out, like PewDiePie. He actually also made at least a post about it, a big comment. So I think that also pushed it a bit.
Moist Critical?
Obviously, Moist Critical. Yep.
Yeah, Moist Critical.
And several other big names too, but those two stand out at the moment in my memory.
Uh, even a few legal YouTubers even
Hmm.
even brought it up, which I was like,
Yep.
oh wow,
Hmm.
this is yikes. That's
Yeah.
whew. So yeah, that's the story. I'm not gonna take it any further than that. I just at the time
Hmm.
I didn't want to mention it initially because it was at the initially it was just like drama, and I didn't want
Yeah.
to cover a story because of drama.
Just drama. Nah. But this
But
one
now,
thankfully
but
got
now
more.
it did it. It won its initiative, and I'm free to talk about it without feeling like I'm covering drama specifically. So thank you, Pirate Software, for letting me cover this story. Appreciate you. Kind of,
Now it
I
actually
guess.
is becoming a real industry story.
Yeah, because lobbyists are
Yep.
already
Lobby
lobbying
groups
against it.
have responded and Ubisoft has responded. Yeah.
I I'd be interested
Very
to
predictably.
I'd be interested to see what their. I mean, I know what their reasoning is. Like, I
Hmm.
already know what this is going to be. I'd be more interested to
Hmm.
see like how they respond to it. I guess, like,
Hmm.
because I mean, the EU has done really well at like protecting its consumers. So,
Yeah, and funnily enough, the vice president of the EU Parliament also supports the petition. He
oh,
signed it.
oh, okay, damn.
It's gonna be interesting if this is gonna be turning into a Apple USB situation.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing I'm looking at this as
Gonna be
because
interesting.
like
Hmm.
we know if the EU does something outside of like the Information Protection Act that the UK has, that like
Hmm.
where you could request your information. That's something that's exclusively there, not in America. You can't like just request
I
your
mean,
information.
the UK and the UK is also separate from the EU,
Oh, I keep forgetting.
so
I'm
that's
sorry.
two separate entities. Hmm. But still, yeah, that's it's really gonna be interesting to see how what this turns into.
Because
Because
I mean,
in some parts the EU is really a bit terrible, but in other parts they do have some good stuff. So let's hope this is one of the positive
yeah.
ones.
Let's hope this actually does. Let's hope this actually works out. I mean, I think the fact that they managed to pull 1.5 million signatures, even if
Mm-hmm.
even if like 250,000 of those don't turn out to be like valid, that's still well over a
Mm-hmm.
million people that signed it. That's gotta stand for something, dude. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
we rarely ever
That's
see,
pretty good.
dude. Let's be honest, we rarely ever see petitions get a million signatures on the internet like that.
Mm.
That rarely ever happens. You might see 500,000. You might see.
Yeah. A
You
few
don't.
100,000,
You
something
don't
like that.
usually
But
see it. You don't
million is
usually see a
mm,
million plus, dude. Like that.
not that often. Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Let me see. What else was there? Was there anything else I could think of for this show? I don't think there was. I feel like this was the big thing I had because I didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't really been much going on in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
The industry's been kind of playing nice lately, which gotta give you
Yeah.
credit, guys.
So the biggest stuff was besides this was the Microsoft layoffs and also Virtuos laying off people, the ones that made the Oblivion remaster. But honestly, at this point, that's nothing much new.
Yeah, Microsoft laying off nine. How much did they have?
Hmm.
9,000? Was it 9,000?
I think it was more than that. I think it was 90,000 or something. I think
Jesus.
it was a pretty significant number.
So, a
Layoffs.
small
Let me
city,
check.
a decent sized city.
No, wait. It actually was 9,000. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, about to say. I
My
thought
mistake
of.
there. But it was, yeah, because it was also another. This is in addition to the 6,000 they uh, announced apparently in May. I think this is in addition to the 6,000 in May. So that's all just this year. That's about 15,000. If that's yeah, it's quite a few things, and this is and it's not a good look, honestly. Not a good look for Microsoft.
I don't even know what the fuck they're. A buddy of mine has a
Yeah.
conspiracy theory about Microsoft.
Hmm.
He's basically said that ever since like the Xbox One and that debacle
Hmm.
when they like had the backpedal on everything that they said they were to get things back to the status quo. He's like ever since then
Hmm.
it feels like they're just coming up with every single excuse to just tank Xbox.
Yeah.
Look,
Uh, big problem here is that they also investing big in AI and they needed the money for that. And this was pretty much one of the solutions for that. Because what gives you more money? Spending less.
I mean,
And how do you
yeah.
spend less? Cut people.
I mean, yeah, that typically tends to work is just getting rid of
Mm,
people. I'm not gonna
yep.
even lie to you. That does tend to do it. Is you just get rid of a shit ton of people, and you can do it. So that's still, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then they take the money they've.
I
Hmm?
still have feelings about the idea of like
Mm.
firing so many
Oh yeah.
people over AI. I just man, that just
Yeah. It's yeah. It's
you
not good.
know, if you would have asked me a long time ago, I might have had some optimistic vibes about AI. But nowadays,
Mm.
the most optimistic you're gonna see me get is like, well, maybe if they get it right, eventually we'll stop firing so many fucking people out of industries. God damn, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the thing is, like AI hasn't generated anything, like hasn't generated profit for anybody. This has literally just been a
Uh-uh.
money sink on the fucking FOMO like gamble that eventually somehow we dump enough money into this and money will start to flow out of it.
Yeah.
No
At
money
this
has been
point,
generated out of this. That's of like
not much. No.
do you really think
No.
Do
Really
you really
not.
think Chat GPT is making a profit out of the
Mm-mm.
billions it spent on some $20 subscriptions?
I'm pretty
Like
sure
like
OpenAI
what?
is still making losses.
Like
Let's
what?
see.
No, they're not making money off of this. No one's making money off
Mm,
of this. This is crazy. This is insane.
yeah. Let's take the numbers for 2024 with OpenAI, the company. They had revenue of 3.7 billion estimated last year, a net income of minus 5 billion. So yeah,
look, look.
I don't think that's gonna turn around this year.
I I get it. Like I hate to say it, I get
Hmm.
it. You've invested all this money into something, and now you feel like you have to stick it out on the off
Hmm.
chance it pulls through. But guys, I don't know, man. I just feel like after you've gambled the amount of money it would take for like the cost of a mortgage for every single house in a neighborhood. I feel no at 5 neighborhoods. I'm sorry, 5 neighborhoods worth of mortgages. I feel like somebody needs to slap your hand away from the gambling machine here, buddy, because you are losing. This is a
But
losing
just one
streak.
more pull.
Just one more. One, of course, always one more pull. Jesus, man, I
Hmm.
can't. We're,
I've already invested this much. I have to.
it's like at first it was NFTs, which I'm happy to say
Hmm.
NFTs basically just died. Thank
NFTs
God.
fizzled out very quickly,
Yeah,
honestly.
no,
Those
nobody,
were never that big.
nobody could justify their existence in any space
Yeah.
outside of like speculation. Which, if your only purpose is for speculation, yeah, you might not be doing too good there, buddy. Might not be doing too good.
Why go to speculation for that? You still got your graded games.
You're right. I want you to know you are right. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hmm.
I've been doing a really good job not thinking about that for the last year or so, and you had to bring that shit back up. Ooh, you. Yeah, bring back graded games. That's what we can speculate on instead. Because that's been such a fantastic investment. Absolutely. Who
Hmm.
fucking buying graded games? But thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Love it, love it. I am so low key. I'm so low key angry. I swear to God. Ooh, I'm gonna stew about this the rest of the fucking day. Thanks for that. Ooh.
You can almost see the fumes coming out of
Ooh,
your ears.
I am stewing in my own distaste. This is criminal. Absolutely criminal. I hate this so much. Can we just not speculate on shit? How about that? How about we use our money in ways
Sounds
that,
like a good idea.
yeah, just stop. Stop it. Stop it. Like, stop it. I would very much appreciate it. In fact, since we're now talking about not speculating on stuff, this is actually the perfect segue to that thing I didn't feel was important enough to talk about earlier in the show.
Ready.
Because this is something I've been looking forward to. So, Magic the Gathering did a the Final Fantasy series, of cards, right? And I've wanted to play Magic the Gathering with a friend of mine, but I really wanted the Commander decks, the special Final Fantasy themed, like, Commander. It's the form of Magic the Gathering. It's a Commander's like 100 card deck that you play.
Okay.
It's another format of Magic the Gathering, basically. It's just called Commander. And they made like these 4 themed decks around like Final Fantasy 10, 7, 14, and 6.
Okay.
So these decks have been hard to come by because nowadays they're mostly just scalped. But I lucked out. And Amazon had a fresh shipment of the 4 set. Like all 4 sets, all 4 decks. So I ordered it because I was like, hell yeah. I pay MSRP? Miss me. But that's only half
Even
of what I
that's
want.
probably gonna not be cheap.
I mean, even at MSRP, I'm not gonna front with you. It was still like $200. It was like $200. I'm not gonna front with you. It wasn't cheap no matter how I slice it. Okay, I want to be clear. Just because it's in this box does not mean I'm like reselling it. I just haven't decided to open it. I am going to open this and play with the cards. I want to make that clear to everybody.
You're just taking your time.
Yeah. This is not. I am not a scalper. I am not a reseller. I am not here to do that shit. So they ship it to you in this box.
Okay.
And if you're wondering, it does say, oh well.
Okay.
Wizard of the Coast.
Yeah.
So I got them. I'm so excited to play some Magic the Gathering. I have not been able to play since I haven't been able to convince anybody locally to play. I usually, the response I get from people I ask is that meme. Ugh, brother, ugh.
What is that?
Oh, what is that? Ugh. That's the response I usually get. So, yeah, a little bitter, little bitter, but I'm excited. This has been something I've wanted to pick up, but when the 4 set is now being scalped up for like $400 something, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not paying that. I'm not doing that. I don't care. Apparently Square has also basically slapped Magic the Gathering over the head and said, hey, you're doing a reprint, you're doing a relaunch of our cards in the holidays. We want more of our cards out there. Yeah, we want more. Do more.
That's good.
Do more of our cards.
That's good.
Which I say fantastic, because fuck scalpers and fuck the.
Yep.
I was gonna say fuck the secondhand market, but I don't.
That's not the secondhand market in general. I'd say it's just pretty much the scalpers that exploit it.
Yeah, there's an amazing video of like a bunch of grown ass dudes going to Target at like 6 o'clock in the morning to buy the brand new launch of Pokemon cards, right?
Okay.
And these are guys who are gonna say, and the guy, they have to be escorted into the store, walk to the register, and they're only allowed to buy two boxes each. They're not allowed to buy more than 2, and it's so funny because they're basically just treating these grown ass dudes like fucking children. It's so funny
with the way how some of them are deserved.
It's like, guys, like, and the thing is, like, I don't even think they're making that much money off of it. And I say this is
Mhm.
off of anecdotally. If you take like
Mhm.
the reason why they have to scalp these things at such high price, like so high beyond what the market price is, right? Because usually,
Mhm.
like an average dude who like buys a PS5 doesn't need it and
Mhm.
just wants to sell it, he might just sell it for like, you know, $50, $75 more, get his money back and a little extra, right?
Mhm.
But the reason I have to sell it for so much
Mhm.
through eBay is like any seller service, like eBay takes a cut, right? Like
Mhm. Yeah.
for what?
eBay takes a cut, and then there's postage and all that.
Yeah, so like they lose. I don't know how much eBay's taking to whether or not like
Mhm.
scalping something for double the price is like, if they're are they break. I don't think they're just breaking even. I don't think that's the case. I mean,
Nah.
it's they have to be making
Otherwise, they
something.
wouldn't be doing it.
There has
If
to
they
be,
would be really just breaking even, they wouldn't be doing it.
because I know there's been a lot of showing of like the fact that the Switch 2 being scalped is going really badly for them.
Mhm.
Like they're just not able. People are finding them too easily, man. That the problem is that
Yep.
the whole scalping thing only works if this stuff isn't made available. And the problem with scalping consoles in particular is that your window to do so is incredibly narrow. You really only have,
Mhm.
depending on market circumstances, like the PS5 and Xboxes were a unique situation given the fact that they
Yeah,
came
that
out.
was the worst. Yeah.
That was like the worst case scenario, right? That was
Mhm.
perfect for scalpers in general to be able
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But in any
Mhm.
other circumstance, you shouldn't have expected this stuff to be out of stock for longer than a couple of
Yeah.
weeks. A
Mhm.
month
Yeah, especially
tops.
with something like the Switch 2. I mean, obviously Nintendo is gonna ramp up production for as long as they need to.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have, like, just on sheer markets alone.
Yeah.
Yep, this probably wasn't a very bright idea just because we're not in a period of time when like the market can't get this stuff made. Supply lines aren't fucked
Mhm.
up like they were during COVID.
Yep.
A lot of the
Yep.
things that you guys took for granted in 2020 and 2021 aren't a thing anymore. So now
Mhm.
you're looking
Yeah,
up.
there was no tanker or container ship that got put sideways into a canal,
Yeah, like that shit you counted
which was a
on,
big factor there.
which a lot of things you counted on, just ain't a thing now. So now a lot of these dudes are now basically having to sell pretty close to retail, like a little bit above
Mhm.
retail. But if you take in fees, they're either gonna break even or lose money.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real. I ain't got a lot of sympathy for you.
No
Gonna be
sympathy
honest.
for them.
Gonna be honest. I don't really feel bad that you lost money. I feel like that's on you, my dude. You
Mhm.
fucked up and lost
Yeah.
money. That's You want to gamble. Cool. We ain't gonna like you for it, but you want to gamble. Be my guest. But
Sometimes you gamble, you lose. There you go.
yeah, like you want to gamble with your money. It's your money. You do you, baby boo. But man, y'all really just thought like the thing is, I get it. You can't guess what product is going to like pop off and like
Mhm.
be that thing that's gonna make you money, right? And I guess
Mhm.
new consoles are just the easiest pick, right? Because a new console comes out, everyone's gonna want it. But I don't think these guys knew. Like a lot of people just got their Switch 2s through Nintendo, anyways. Like a decent chunk of
Mhm.
people got them
Yeah.
that way. Like a lot of people
Mhm.
got them that way. So that's an
The ma-
entire section of the market that just didn't have to go through normal retail channels. And
Yep. Mhm.
now now it's like, okay, well, now you're stuck with them. I hope we start seeing stories about people like bringing in 3 and 4 of these fucking things to like fucking Walmart to try to get their fucking money back. I really do. I want to see that not work. I do.
Mhm.
I would die to
Yeah.
see that, dude. That shit makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Fucking eat your loss, dog. Don't. Also, there was a Nintendo. There's been some really interesting news with Nintendo Switch 2 regarding pirate. Well, I guess
Mhm.
regarding like, I don't know, piracy, I guess. So like, okay,
Yep.
so it's now been learned that the MIG switch, the
Mhm.
cartridge thing that,
The MIG cartridges.
yeah,
Mhm.
that if it's in your Switch 2, it will get banned. Your console will get
Yep.
banned, and
Mhm.
it's not an account ban either. It's not an account
It's a
ban.
hardware ban.
It's a
Yep.
hardware ban. this has been interesting for a few different reasons. Because
Mm-hmm.
one, people have been trading this stuff into like GameStop to get a new
Mm-hmm.
Switch, and then uh, you know,
Yep.
the
And they
port
don't, and GameStop doesn't check, so someone buying that thing gets a banned system.
gets a
Great.
banned system. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Which now basically means that there's going to just be a bunch of consoles that like you can't really sell a banned system. Let's be honest, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do? You gonna try? You gotta make a section for
Yep.
your. You gotta make a. Like either you check and don't
I
take banned systems. Like that's a choice. Like just be like
GameStop
this.
probably have to go to Nintendo and ask them to unban these.
Oh, I'd like to see them try that. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
I mean,
Nintendo would
that's the
give them
only
anything.
that's the only way to fix it.
So that's been happening. There's also been stories of
Mm-hmm.
people using the MIG switch and like their normal switch where it's not banned, right? Where you're not gonna get
Mm-hmm.
banned for it, right? But then, okay, so let's say you have Mario Kart 8. We'll use that as an
Mm-hmm.
example, right? So you have Mario Kart 8, the physical cartridge, the actual, real,
Mm-hmm.
legitimate retail game that you purchased. You have the mixed Switch with Mario Kart, a clone of the physical cartridge that you also own. This
Mm-hmm.
person put the mixed Switch in their normal Switch,
Mm-hmm.
play ran it there. A few hours later, decided
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to play it on his Switch too. He took the physical cartridge of the
Mm-hmm.
game that has never had the MIG switch in it and put that in
Mm-hmm.
there. And that Switch too got banned.
Are you sure it was like that? Because what I've heard was people buying used cartridges or
No,
used
I've
games
I've
for the
I've
Switch
heard
too.
I've heard at least I've looked at a few
Mm-hmm.
stories
Okay.
with
Interesting.
this particular scenario, which sounds like
Mm-hmm.
because it's the same ID code. Like you're cloning the game, so it's the same
Yep.
because each game has its own
Yep.
individual ID. So it's the same ID. So
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo more than
Yep.
likely can go, huh? I guess maybe I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how they would
Yeah,
know
I mean,
that one is one or the other.
that's it's the same way from what I've from the things that I've heard, but it was a different setup. Like it wasn't the same person playing both versions, but someone buying a used copy of a game on
Yeah,
their Switch 2 and then getting that hardware banned.
I've heard that one too.
But in that one, Nintendo actually went back and unbanned them.
Because they proved with like a receipt, like, oh look,
Yep.
see, I bought
Yep.
it. It's mine. I paid
Mm-hmm.
for this. It was just today. I paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I wonder how that's gonna work out in the future because that ID from from that game is still copied. So what's Nintendo gonna do there in the future with these things?
I mean they can't. I mean, unless they're going to start. I mean, unless they're going to really take a stand and say that secondhand market
Mm-hmm.
is they're not going to
Yeah.
support secondhand. But I mean,
Yeah.
there was also a report in the last month or so that over the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
the game cards, the physical
Mm-hmm.
sales, like game card sales are down. Like they're not
The game
going.
key cards.
The game key
Mainly the
cards,
game key cards.
the game
The
key
ones that
cards.
don't have the game on them, but just the unlock and then
Yeah,
you download it.
the game key
Yep.
cards have not.
Those are selling like nothing.
They're not.
They're
They're
not
not.
selling.
They're not selling, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not selling. But the game that did sell, was
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk. But that's because it was a whole
And that
game.
has it on it.
And one of the reasons that this is happening is because right now, from what I've been reading up on, there are only two
Mm-hmm.
carts that are available for developers to use for their games. There is, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, it's a 64 gigabyte actual card, right? The actual game card,
That's the one from Cyberpunk, yeah.
or it's the game key card. Those are your only two
Interesting.
options. Those are your only two
Okay,
options right
interesting.
now for making a
Mm-hmm.
physical game.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I would have expected a smaller cartridge to be
Yeah,
available.
a lot of
But
us would have too.
that would make sense why so many third parties went with the game key card then, because the 64 gigabyte one is bound to be expensive.
Oh yeah, it's very
And
expensive.
pretty much all the titles that are on the game key cards currently are also old titles that just got a port, which is also not helping with the sales.
No, so
So it's a combination of factors there, I'd say.
so a lot of these games, like if you're a dev, like Because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, these devs might not want to sell their game for like super duper full price because it's like,
Yep.
bro, this is like Bravely Default
Mm-hmm.
from fucking 2015. We
From
don't want to fucking sell
from
our game
3 years.
for
Mm-hmm.
almost $70 to offset the
Yep.
cost of us picking the full
Yeah.
game card. Like that's fucking silly. So like
Yeah.
on one hand, I don't blame them. They didn't have much of a fucking choice. Like if your goal
Mm-hmm.
wasn't to sell at $70 or $80, you don't have a choice. You're gonna have to pick the game key card.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, a lot of these devs have basically just been like, "Bro, this sucked."
Yeah.
Like, like
Understandable.
this,
Yeah.
this,
No
this,
wonder.
this,
Nintendo is really not great in those
this.
regards
They're
either.
like, "This
Yeah.
sucked." You assured us this that
Mm-hmm.
you told us this was a good option, and our shit
Yeah.
sold like fucking dog water. Like
Mm-hmm.
absolute ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Now, part of
Probably
this,
sold a lot better in the eShop digitally.
yeah, but a lot of this has been speculated that the new cards that they're using are like a much higher speed card than like they're
Yep.
much higher
Yep.
speed. They're
Yeah.
similar to the
Mm-hmm.
the new kind of SD cards you have to use within the
Yeah,
actual
the
Switch
SD
itself.
Express cards, yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
like, it could just be a thing of cost right now that Nintendo just doesn't have access to be able to make these smaller
Oh, I'm sure they do have I'm sure they can make the smaller ones, no problem.
Oh, they just don't. They just don't want to. They just like, we're good. We don't
Yeah.
have to. Oh, they're gonna. That's not. I don't think it's gonna work out. I'll be. I think more devs are
Yeah.
just not gonna opt. Well, that's fucked up
Mm-hmm.
because that's gonna put them in a weirder situation. Because, well, on one hand, devs could just make all their games digital.
Yep. I mean, you always have the eShop version anyway,
Yeah.
so there's always that. But some devs might just opt to not have a retail version available,
Yeah.
and period. Some might just do that and see how it goes. But it's gonna be interesting how that continues because maybe at part it was capacity that Nintendo didn't have enough production capacity, so they opted for just going with the key cards and the big cards, and they're gonna slowly make the smaller ones available as well as bigger ones, depends. But yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, that's
On the other hand, many of the games also could probably just be sold on the Switch for the Switch 1 and then played on the Switch 2. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd love
Yeah.
to. I mean, that would
Hmm.
probably work too. I mean, a lot of these games get up. A lot of these games run better. A lot of these Switch One games run better on Switch without even
Yep.
needing the special version of it. Anyways, like a lot
Yeah.
of them,
Hmm.
since they're basically running uncapped, and the Switch Two is a more powerful system in general. Like you're going to see a performance boost no matter what you do. So
Yeah.
I'd be like I said, like you said, I'm interested to see where that goes because that's a very funny little thing to have happen where devs basically
Yeah,
had no
true.
choice. They were just like, well, shit, we don't have a choice here.
Yeah,
We're
if
gonna have
that's
to.
if that's true, then that's a bad situation either way.
Yeah,
And not
that's
one that the devs really had any control over. Because no game that's like Bravely Default for $40, they're never gonna sell that on a 64 GB cartridge.
yeah,
And they
like
need about 11 gigabytes for that.
yeah, and it's like look, I know we used to have that thing about like the Nintendo Switch Premium for playing a game on Nintendo Switch
Hmm.
versus playing it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're at this point you're really just talking about having to inflate the cost of something just to offset the cost of the physical cartridge. This isn't like
Hmm.
a premium. This
Yeah.
is just we have to inflate because it's going to cost us more to get
Hmm.
this thing produced.
I mean, it is a premium, but a different one.
yeah, it's a different premium. It's a
Yeah,
different
it's a
kind of
Nintendo
premium.
enforced one, essentially.
So good luck. Anyways, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been good to be back. It's been good.
Yeah.
I didn't get to between me being busy and the gaming industry just being quiet for months on end, which is nice. It's nice. It's nice to see the industry not burning itself down for a change and doing all kinds.
Not more than usual, at least.
There hasn't been any any super massive BS nonsense going on, which is nice. I like to see. I like to see video games, staying in their lane and just being fucking video games. That I'm just saying. I feel like you shouldn't have to work this hard to get people to notice you. Video games. You're a video game. Just do the thing that you're supposed to do, and we'll take care of the rest. We got it. It's all good. Anyways, everybody, you can find this show on a variety of podcasting platforms such as Apple, Google, and Spotify, and on my YouTube page every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Provided we recorded a show.
Yes.
There's the addendum.
Provided, that caveat.
Yeah, that's the caveat nowadays. It used to just be like I just couldn't do it. Nowadays it's just like there's nothing to talk about, so we just don't do it. But provided we do a show, there will be a show on Wednesday. That much you can be assured of.
Yes.